Hi, these comments are for SJ, and this is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. And you completed an integrated writing practice test. I'm giving you a free evaluation of your writing skills, and I will do this one time. So do not send me any more writing practice tests to score. This is a service I just offer once for international students all over the world. And if you like the feedback I provide, I do have some different courses and private lessons that you might be interested in. You can come by during my virtual Zoom office hours on Monday and Tuesday to talk more about that. Okay, so I have the actual rubrics here, and I'm looking at your essay right here. So first of all, from a structural standpoint, I like the introduction. It's not too long, but it does what it needs to do. You've basically stated the main point of the reading and the lecture. You're showing what the connection is. Then in each body paragraph, you talk about reading point one along with listening point one. Then you talk about reading point number two with listening point two. And finally, you talk about reading point three with listening point three. You have a short conclusion, so you have a nice organization of ideas there. So when I look at this, I'm thinking it's pretty close, maybe around four, maybe between four and five. The five says selects the information accurately, presents it in relation to the relevant information. I think you did that. It's well organized, and occasional language errors do not result in inaccurate and imprecise presentation of content or connections. This one, we have a response is also scored at this level if it has more frequent or noticeable minor language errors, as long as such usage and grammar structures do not result in anything more than the occasional lapse of clarity or in the connection of ideas. So my impression is maybe between 4 and 4.5. So I'm going to put your integrated writing task between 25 and 27 points. That would be my estimation right now. So let's take a look at it. So when we see it, notice how here you have every and then you have new. So you can't make pawn plural when it comes after every. It's one of those quantifiers that needs a singular count noun. The next problem, near the end of the second paragraph, there are no regulations for the ponds and landfills that you just have to say that already exist. So if you say already exist, if you say that are already exist, you have double verbs in there, and this is what's called a dependent clause connector. It also doubles as a subject of that relative clause. You only need one verb after that. So that's why I made that change. And finally, we have mercury can be harmful when mixed with the surrounding environment. This is your sentence boundary problem. Put a semicolon here. However, even after, I'm going to put authorities I'm going to put not place, but impose, I think is a better word. Even though authorities impose strict regulations, instead of it may be the toxic. I'm going to use a synonym here. Is successfully recycled and consumers I'm going to put can buy it without any hesitation. I think them means mercury, am I right? So can buy it without any hesitation. I think with increase, you maybe just put an increase there. So there's a few more issues in there, but it looks like most of the errors you have are mostly minor. I think this is probably the most serious one because you weren't able to show how or the difference between the one sentence and the other. So you had some punctuation issues there, but overall your errors are fairly minor. There's nothing major there. So that's why after looking at the rubrics, I'm thinking I'm going to put you at maybe 26 to 28 points on this particular practice test. I think that's probably a fair score. So you actually have some really good writing abilities. So congratulations on that. And to conclude the video, I don't think everybody fits in this category, but I think you are a good candidate for my TOEFL Writing Bootcamp course. These are students who want to score 30 on the writing section of the exam, and based on what I just saw there, I think with a little bit of practice, you will get rid of pretty much all your sentence structure, word choice, and punctuation errors. I think you can do that. You can do it quickly, and you have a great chance of getting that higher score. So if you're interested in my TOEFL Writing Bootcamp course, you can go over to onlinetoeflcourse.com and kind of scroll down the page, and you'll see my TOEFL Writing Bootcamp course. You can learn more about it there. All right. And when you enroll in the course, you'll get two different error correction videos, right? You can also do those in person if you want. I can either do error correction YouTube videos of the practice test that you've written, or we can meet by Zoom, kind of like this, like you see me right now, and I can talk to you about your writing that way. So you have the choice, the option to do either way. A lot of students I teach, they live all around the world, so they can't meet with me virtually because their time zones are too different. All right, thank you for doing the practice test.